The power of progress, redefining weight loss and embracing a life-changing lifestyle. Welcome to a journey of transformation where we'll explore the revolutionary approach to weight loss and wellness that's changing lives across the globe. Today, we're diving deep into the insights and wisdom shared by the remarkable Dr. Tia Corbin-Myers, a visionary in the field of health and wellness whose innovative methods have touched countless lives and sparked a movement of sustainable, joyful change. Dr. Corbin-Myers isn't just another health expert. She's a beacon of hope for those who struggle with their weight and well-being for years. Her approach goes beyond the surface-level advice we've all heard before. She's pioneering a path that leads not just to weight loss, but to a profound transformation of how we view ourselves, our bodies, and our potential for lasting change. Now let's pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. I want you to think about your own journey with weight and health. The ups, the downs, the frustrations, and the small victories. How many times have you started a new diet or exercise regimen with high hopes, only to find yourself back where you started, or worse, a few months later? How often have you looked in the mirror and felt disappointed, discouraged, or even disgusted with what you see? If you're nodding your head, know that you're not alone. Millions of people around the world struggle with these same feelings every single day. But what if I told you that there's a different way, a way that doesn't involve punishing yourself, depriving yourself, or pushing yourself to the brink of exhaustion, a way that's sustainable, enjoyable, and tailored specifically to you? This is where Dr. Corbin-Myers' groundbreaking approach comes in. She challenges us to shift our focus from the end goal, that number on the scale, to the journey itself, to find joy and fulfillment in the process of becoming healthier, rather than fixating on a destination that often feels out of reach. Let me share with you the story of Sarah, a 42-year-old mother of three who had been on the diet roller coaster for over 2 decades. Sarah had tried every diet under the sun: low carb, high protein, intermittent fasting, you name it. She'd lose weight, feel great for a while, and then inevitably the weight would creep back on. With each failed attempt, Sarah's self-esteem took a hit. She started to believe that maybe she just wasn't meant to be thin, that her body was somehow broken or defective. But then Sarah encountered Dr. Corbin-Myers' approach. Instead of jumping into another restrictive diet, Sarah was encouraged to start small. She began by adding an extra serving of vegetables to her dinner each night. And just one simple change. It didn't feel overwhelming or punishing. In fact, Sarah found she enjoyed experimenting with new vegetables and recipes. From there, Sarah started taking short walks after dinner with her kids. It wasn't about burning calories or hitting a certain number of steps. It was about moving her body in a way that felt good and spending quality time with her family. Slowly but surely, these small changes started to add up. Sarah found herself naturally making healthier choices throughout her day, not because she had to, but because she wanted to. 6 months into her journey, Sarah had lost 30 pounds. But more importantly, she felt energized, confident, and in control of her health for the first time in years. She wasn't on a diet. She had created a lifestyle that worked for her. Sarah's story illustrates a fundamental truth that Dr. Corbin-Myers emphasizes. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. This simple yet powerful statement has the potential to revolutionize how we approach not just weight loss, but any goal we set for ourselves. Think about it. How many times have we abandoned our health goals because we slipped up once? How often have we let one bad day derail our entire journey? This all or nothing mentality is what sets us up for a failure. It's what makes us feel like we're constantly fighting an uphill battle. But what if we could shift our perspective? What if, instead of aiming for perfection, we focused on consistency? Imagine waking up each day not dreading your diet or your workout, but looking forward to the small positive choices you get to make. Imagine celebrating the fact that you chose a nutritious breakfast or that you took a 10-minute walk during your lunch break. These might seem like small victories, but they're the building blocks of lasting change. Now let's talk about eating better. Notice I didn't say going on a diet. Dr. Corbin-Myers emphasized the importance of making sustainable changes to our eating habits rather than following restrictive diets that leave us feeling deprived and miserable. One of the key takeaways from our conversation was the idea of adding
not subtracting. Instead of focusing on all the foods you can't eat, what if you focused on adding more nutritious options to your meals? Maybe it's an extra serving of vegetables with dinner, or swapping out your afternoon snack for a piece of fruit and some nuts. These small changes might not seem significant in the moment, but over time, they can lead to profound shifts in your eating habits and consequently your health. It's not about depriving yourself, it's about nourishing your body with foods that make you feel good. Let me tell you about Michael, a 35-year-old software engineer who had been overweight since childhood. Michael's relationship with food was complicated, to say the least. He used food as a comfort, a reward, and a way to cope with stress. The idea of going on a diet filled him with dread and anxiety. When Michael started working with Dr. Corbin-Myers, she didn't hand him a list of forbidden foods or a strict meal plan. Instead, she asked him to start his day with a glass of water and to try adding a serving of fruit to his breakfast. That's it. No pressure, no guilt, just two small, manageable changes. At first, Michael was skeptical. How could something so simple make a difference? But he decided to give it a try. To his surprise, he found that starting his day with water made him feel more alert and less likely to overeat at breakfast. The fruit added a natural sweetness to his morning meal that he found satisfying. Encouraged by these small successes, Michael gradually started making other changes. He began packing a healthy lunch instead of relying on fast food. He experimented with new recipes that incorporated more vegetables. He even started to enjoy the process of preparing meals for himself. Over the course of a year, Michael lost 60 pounds. But the real victory wasn't the weight loss, it was the transformation in his relationship with food. Food was no longer the enemy or a source of guilt, it had become a way to nourish and care for his body. Michael's story highlights another crucial aspect of Dr. Corbin-Myers' approach, the importance of mindset. Too often, we approach weight loss with a mindset of deprivation and punishment. We see it as a battle against our bodies and our appetites. But what if we could shift that mindset? What if we could see our journey to better health as an act of self care and self love? This brings us to another vital component of lasting change movement. Now I can almost hear the collective groan. For many of us, the word exercise conjures up images of crowded gyms, intimidating equipment, and grueling workouts that leave us exhausted and discouraged. But here's where Dr. Corbin-Myers' approach is truly revolutionary. She challenges us to redefine what movement means. It's not about spending hours at the gym or running marathons. It's about finding ways to move our bodies that feel good and fit into our lives. Let me introduce you to Lisa, a 50-year-old teacher who had always considered herself not athletic. The thought of going to a gym filled her with anxiety. She had tried workout videos at home, but always felt uncoordinated and frustrated. When Lisa started working with Dr. Corbin-Meyer, she was encouraged to think about movement differently. Instead of forcing herself to do exercises she hated, Lisa was asked to explore different ways of moving that she might enjoy. She started with simple stretches in the morning. Then she discovered that she loved dancing in her living room to her favorite music. No choreography, no pressure, just free movement that made her feel good. Lisa also started taking short walks during her lunch break at school. Nothing intense, just a gentle stroll around the campus. To her surprise, she found that these walks not only helped her feel more energized for her afternoon classes, but they also became a form of stress relief. Over time, Lisa's confidence grew. She felt more comfortable in her body and more open to trying new forms of movement. She joined a beginner's yoga class and found that she enjoyed the gentle, mindful movements. A year into her journey, Lisa had lost 40 pounds, but more importantly, she had discovered a joy in movement that she never thought possible. Lisa's story illustrates a crucial point. Movement doesn't have to be punishment. It doesn't have to be about burning calories or sculpting the perfect body. Movement can be a form of self expression, a way to connect with our bodies, and a source of joy and energy in our lives. Now, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked in discussions about weight loss and health, the power of mindset. Dr. Corbin Myers stressed the importance of focusing on progress, not perfection. This shift in perspective can be truly transformative. Think about it. How often do we get discouraged because we're not seeing results fast enough? How many times have we given up because we didn't reach our goal weight in the time frame we set for ourselves? But what if instead of fixating on the end goal, we celebrated each step of the journey? What if we acknowledge the fact that we're making healthier choices, that we're moving more, that we're taking care of ourselves in ways we never have before? This focus on progress allows us to build momentum. It helps us stay motivated, even when the going gets tough, because let's face it, there will be challenges. There will be days when you don't feel like eating that salad or going for that walk. But when you're focused on progress rather than perfection, you're more likely to get back on track after a setback. Dr. Corbin-Myers shared a powerful analogy that really resonated with me. She likened the journey of health and weight loss to climbing a mountain. When you're at the base looking up at the peak, it can seem impossibly far away. But if you focus on taking one step at a time, celebrating each milestone along the way, suddenly that summit doesn't seem so unreachable. This brings us to another crucial point: the importance of self compassion. Too often, we're our own harshest critics. We berate ourselves for slip ups. We compare our progress to others. We tell ourselves we're not doing enough, we're not doing it right. But here's the truth: this negative self talk doesn't serve us, it doesn't motivate us to do better. It often does the opposite, making us feel defeated and hopeless. Dr. Corbin Myers emphasized the need to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we would offer a friend. Imagine if a friend came to you discouraged because they'd missed a workout or indulged in a treat. Would you berate them? Would you tell them they're a failure? Of course not. You'd likely offer words of encouragement, remind them of how far they've come, and help them get back on track. We need to extend that same compassion to ourselves. This doesn't mean making excuses or letting ourselves off the hook. It means acknowledging that we're human, that slip ups are a normal part of any journey, and that our worth isn't determined by the number on a scale or how many workouts we complete in a week. This self compassion is what allows us to keep going, to pick ourselves up after a setback, to stay committed to our goals, even when progress feels slow. It's what turns this journey from a punishing ordeal into an act of self care and self love. Now, let's talk about the power of community. One of the most striking insights from my conversation with Dr. Corbin Myers was the emphasis she placed on building connections and finding support in our health journeys. Too often, we try to go it alone. We think that asking for help or support somehow diminishes our efforts, but the truth is, we're not meant to do this in isolation. Humans are social creatures, and we thrive when we feel connected and supported. This could mean finding a workout buddy who keeps you accountable. It could mean joining a support group where you can share your struggles and victories. It could mean enlisting the help of a professional like a nutritionist or a personal trainer. Or it could simply mean being open with your friends and family about your goals and asking for their support. The key is to surround yourself with people who uplift you, who believe in you, and who can offer encouragement when the going gets tough. Because let's face it, there will be tough days. There will be moments of doubt and frustration. Having a support system can make all the difference in those moments. Let me share with you the story of Tom and Angela, a couple in their 60s who decided to embark on their health journey together. They had both struggled with their weight for years and had developed some health issues as a result. They were worried about their future and wanted to make a change, but they didn't know where to start. When they discovered Dr. Corbin Myers' approach, they decided to tackle it as a team. They started by making small changes together, taking evening walks, trying new healthy recipes, and supporting each other through the ups and downs. What they found was that this shared journey brought them closer together. They celebrated each other's victories, no matter how small. They encouraged each other on tough days. They even found that their health journey had reignited a spark in their relationship, bringing a new sense of adventure and shared purpose. Over the course of 18 months, Tom lost 70 pounds and Angela lost 55. But more importantly, they both significantly improved their health markers. Tom was able to come off his blood pressure medication, and Angela's arthritis symptoms improved dramatically. They felt more energetic and optimistic about their future than they had in years. Tom and Angela's story illustrates the power of community and support in our health journeys. When we connect with others, when we share our struggles and our victories, we create a powerful support system that can carry us through the toughest times. Dr. Corbin-Myers shared a beautiful metaphor that stuck with me. She likened this journey to tending a garden. You plant the seeds of change, but it takes time, patience, and consistent care for those seeds to grow into something beautiful. Some days you might not see much progress. The soil might seem dry, the weather unfavorable. But if you keep showing up, keep nurturing those seeds, eventually they will bloom. And just like a garden, your health journey will have seasons. There will be times of rapid growth and visible progress. There will be times when things seem stagnant. There might even be times when it feels like you're going backwards. But remember, all of these phases are normal and necessary parts of the process. As we near the end of our time together, I want to circle back to the main message that Dr. Corbin-Myers so powerfully conveyed. Weight loss, and indeed overall health and well being, isn't about suffering through extreme measures. It's about creating a lifestyle that works for you. This means different things for different people. For some, it might mean meal prepping on Sundays to ensure they have healthy options throughout the week. For others, it might mean finding ways to incorporate more movement into their daily routines. For others still, it might mean working on their relationship with food and their bodies. The beauty of this approach is that it's flexible, it's adaptable, it's sustainable. Because when you're creating a lifestyle that aligns with your values, your preferences, and your realities, you're much more likely to stick with it long term. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a challenge. It's not about losing a certain amount of weight or hitting a specific fitness goal. Instead, I challenge you to approach your health journey with curiosity and compassion. I challenge you to focus on progress, not perfection. I challenge you to celebrate the small victories, to be kind to yourself in the face of setbacks, and to remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. Remember the words of Dr. Corbin-Myers: you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be consistent. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. And most importantly, be patient and kind with yourself along the way. Your journey to better health and well being starts now with the very next choice you make. It starts with believing that you're worthy of feeling good in your body. It starts with trusting that small, consistent actions can lead to profound changes over time. You have the power to create a lifestyle that supports your health and happiness. You have the strength to overcome obstacles. You have the wisdom to learn from setbacks and keep moving forward. And you have a community right here, right now, cheering you on every step of the way. So let's embark on this journey together. Let's create lifestyles that truly work for us. Let's focus on progress, not perfection. Let's eat better, move more, and celebrate every step of the way because you're worth it. Your health is worth it. And the life you dream of living, it's waiting for you on the other side of consistent, compassionate action. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself a year from now. You've been applying these principles consistently. You've been kind to yourself, celebrated your progress, and surrounded yourself with support. How do you feel? What has changed in your life? And how has your relationship with your body, with food, with movement evolved? Now, open your eyes. That future is possible. It's within your reach. But it starts with a decision to approach your health differently, a decision to value progress over perfection, a decision to treat yourself with compassion and kindness. So I ask you, what small step will you take today? What seed will you plant in the garden of your health and well-being? It doesn't have to be big. Remember, it's the small, consistent actions that lead to profound change. Maybe it's adding an extra glass of water to your day. Maybe it's taking a 5-minute walk. Maybe it's simply pausing to appreciate your body for all that it does for you. Whatever it is, commit to it now. And then tomorrow, do it again, and the next day, and the next, because you have the power to transform your health, your body, and your life. Not through extreme measures or punishing regimens, but through small, consistent steps, through progress, not perfection, through a lifestyle that works for you. You are capable of more than you know. You are stronger than you believe. And you are worthy of vibrant health and boundless energy. So let's start this journey together, one small step at a time. The time for change is now. The power is in your hands. What will you do with it? Thank you.